Let us see this problem now. Here, there is a cantilever beam of length 4.5 meter, a dead load including self weight of 18 kilonewton per meter, and a live load of 12 kilonewton per meter is acting on the beam. Assume the bearing length of the beam as 100 mm. Of course, I told you that this is B, small b. And if it is not given in the question, you can simply take it as 100 mm. Design a beam. So here he meant supported beam, right? Laterally supported beam. We are dealing with the laterally supported beam. So let us solve for this. And remember, the same beam can be designed for the case of laterally unsupported case also. Okay. So as per the step 1, we need to calculate the loads that are acting on them, factored loads. So dead load is 18 and 1.5 into 18 is 2.7. Dead load is equals to 1.5 into 18 equals to 27, and live load is equals to 1.5 into 12, 18 kilonewton per meter, and total load is equals to 45 kilonewton per meter. Remember, this 45 kilonewton is factored load. But other important point here is, when you calculate deflection delta, W you have to use is actual load and not factored load. Okay, so we will come across that when we calculate that, no problem. So I completed the step 1. Now let me go to the step 2. That is, find out what is the maximum shear force and bending moment. This is a cantilever beam, right? How does it look? This is a steel beam. This is a steel cantilever beam, and the load acting on it is W, that is 45 kilonewton per meter. The length is L, which is equals to 4.5 meter. Of course, you know what is the reaction at this section is WL, and the bending moment would be WL into L by 2. This is the bending moment maximum. So same expressions I have used here. So by substituting the values, you can get the maximum bending moment and shear force V. As I told you earlier, this maximum bending moment M is nothing but plastic moment MP. So now step 3. In this step 3, we assume that this section is plastic, and we will try to calculate what is that plastic section modulus. So we know that MP is equals to Fy into Zp divided by gamma m naught. Therefore, Zp is equals to MP gamma m naught by Fy. So substitute those values. MP, which is 456 into 10 to the power of 6 divided by 250 divided by 1.1. Of course, this goes to the top, and this is the value that you get. So based on this value, now you have to select a suitable section. Of course, you can go for any section, any kind, lightweight, medium weight, or high weight beam. Let me choose from the table. So remember, what is the ZP value? It is around 2006. So I need to select a section whose plastic modulus ZP value is greater than 2000. So let me check this out. This is 1955, 1955. This is 2030. Of course, this could be suitable. So I can use this 2030 thing and 2074 and 2228 Of course I cannot use this, so I can use any these three sections. I mean, I could use this ISLB 550, ISMB 500, or ISHB 450. And as I told you that when the depth is more, that implies that a greater amount of material is away from the neutral axis, and that is what I want. So among these three sections, the section with the largest depth would be the most suitable section, that is ISLB 550, whose section modulus is 2228.16 centimeter cube. That is ZP is equals to 2228 centimeter cube. That is 2228 into 10 to the power of 3 mm cube for ISLB 550. So this is the section I am selecting. So in this step 4, I have selected ISLB 550, and that is nothing but Indian standard lightweight beam, and therefore from that Annex H of IS 800 from table 46 of page number 138, I can get the remaining properties of the section, such as depth of the section capital D, flange width, thickness of the flange, web thickness, least radius of gyration, and section modulus ZE, and shape factor. Okay, of course you can even get the value of I also from steel tables. Let me show you that. This is the steel table book, Handbook for Structural Engineers, SP 61 1964, ReFM 2003. So you need this book also, hard copy of this book also with you in order to design in your exam point of view, right? So let me go for this section. So I need the details of ISLB 550. ISLB 550. So these are the dimensions. So these are the dimensions. So these are the dimensions of the section. And here you can find out what is the section modulus of the section, of course moment of inertia and all those parameters. And remember what is IXS and IYY. In this figure you can find out horizontal axis is XX and vertical axis is YY, but it can vary, the denotions can vary. When you are solving the problem, the denotions can be different. Okay, so from the handbook SP6 or steel tables, you can get all these parameters and shape factor, root radius. I hope you understood the root radius. This is the flange. Let me erase this. Right. So this curvature, this is nothing but fillet, and fillet radius is nothing but root radius. And what is D? If this is the section, if the total depth is capital D and small d is actually taken to be capital D minus of TF plus R. R ని కూడా తీసేయాలి ఎందుకంటే that does not include in this web into 2 because at the top and bottom also there. So 2 times. So D minus of 2 times of TF plus R. So just substitute them and you get this value. And moment of inertia from the SP61 handbook or steel table, that is 53161.6. 53161.6. 53116.6. See here, 53116.6. 53161.6 centimeter power 4. So into 10 to the power of 4 cheste you get in terms of mm power 4. So that is what I got. So in this step 5 you need to classify the section. So you need to refer table 2 of IS 800. So you need to check two conditions, right? First one is B by 2F TF. So from table 2, these are the two conditions I have to check. That is B by TF and D by TW. And it has to be less than 0.9 epsilon, 84 epsilon. And what is epsilon here? Let me show you. Epsilon is nothing but epsilon is equals to root over 250 by Fy. సో జనరల్గా మనం వాడే స్టీల్ సెక్షన్స్ అన్నిటికి కూడా Fy ఎంత ఉంటుందంటే 250. సో ఎప్సిలాన్ ఎంత ఉంటుంది? రూట్ ఓవర్ 250 by 250 which is equals to 1. So epsilon is mostly 1. Okay, let me go into this. So epsilon is equals to 1, and so we have to check two conditions. What is that? First one is B by TF, second one is D by TW. And what is here B? B is nothing but width of flange by 2. What is the width of the flange? From this 190 mm, I mean this is BF which is equals to 190 mm and half is B. So this is B, BF by 2, 190 by 2. And TF, thickness of the flange, 15. So what is the value calculated? 6.33, which is equals to, which is less than 9.4, right? Epsilon 1 kada, so 9.4 kanda takku undi. So satisfied. So now check the second condition also. What is that? D by TW, that is D. We have calculated the value of D already here. What is that? D is equals to capital D minus 2 times of TF plus R, and we got small d is equals to 484, and 484 divided by thickness of the web 9.9, which is equals to 48.9, less than 84 epsilon. So or less than 84 epsilon 1 kabatti. So this section is classified as plastic section. రెండు కండిషన్ సాటిస్ఫై అయ్యాం. ఇందులో ఏదో ఒకటి కండిషన్ సాటిస్ఫై అవ్వకపోయినా నెక్స్ట్ కాంపాక్ట్ సెక్షన్కి కంపేర్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది అనమాట. నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్ నెంబర్ 6, calculation of design shear strength VD, and it is given from the clause 8.4.1. VD is equals to F by Y root 3 into gamma m naught into D into TW. This is nothing but AV. Shear area, the area that is resisting the shear. So this is for I section, D into TW. For channel sections, for angle section, it is going to be different. So Fy 250, root 3, gamma m naught 1.1, and 550 is the overall depth into TW, and you get 417 714.47 kilonewton. And next, step number 7, check the beam for high or low shear. So you know that the value V that we got in this step 2 is 202.5 and 0.6 VD అయితే ఎంత అవుతుందండి వాల్యూ 428.68 VD మనకు పైన వచ్చింది. సో కంపేర్ దీస్ టూ. సో కంపేరింగ్ యూ కెన్ క్లియర్లీ సే that V is less than 0.6 VD. So it is a low shear case. So now you have to check for the design bending strength and for low shear and for plastic section and also cantilever beam. So remember all those conditions, okay? Once you practice, you will get used to this. So you know that MD is given by this value, that is beta B ZP Fy by gamma m naught for plastic section. And in case of cantilever beam, this MD should be less than or equals to 1.5 times of ZD Fy by gamma m naught. So first calculate MD and then compare it with this first condition. So on calculation, beta B equals to 1 and ZP, of course, you know how we got this ZP. Okay, ZP is 222.8.16. But remember here, ఇక్కడ ZP అనేది ఇక్కడ మనకి స్టెప్ 3లో వచ్చిన వాల్యూ వేయకూడదు. ఏ వాల్యూ వేయాలంటే ఏదైతే స్టెప్ 4లో సెక్షన్ మనం కన్సిడర్ చేసామో ఆ సెక్షన్ యొక్క ZP వాల్యూని మనం వేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, రిమెంబర్ దట్. దెర్ ఇస్ ద ఛాన్స్ దట్ యూ గెట్ కన్ఫ్యూజ్డ్. సో you put Fy 250 and gamma m0 1.1. This is the value. Now check the value that MD should be less than M for sure. ఎప్పుడైనా ఎందుకంటే M is the movement that is because of load. ఇక్కడ MD అంటే that is the movement that beam can take. సో లోడ్ వల్ల వచ్చే మూమెంట్ కంటే బీమ్ తీసుకోగలిగిన మూమెంట్ కెపాసిటీ ఎక్కువ ఉండాలి. అంటే MD should be greater than M. Okay, this condition is satisfied. Okay, now go for the condition that you have to check. For cantilever beam ఏంటంటే MD should be less than or equals to 1.5 times of this value. So that is 659. What is MD? 506. What is this value, limit value? 659. Therefore, it is less than this. So design capacity of the member MD is more than the maximum bending moment, right? MD is greater than the moment due to load. 456. Now go for the step 9, that is check for deflection. Table 6 of IS 800. So this is a cantilever beam with UDL and it is going to deflect in this way, and this is the maximum deflection or just deflection, that is because of this load W, and the length is L. This is Newton per meter. So this is the expression for deflection. So 14 mm. So because of whatever load acting on this cantilever beam, 14 mm is the deflection in the beam. But according to the code, that is from table, it is for the load cantilever susceptible to cracking. What is that? Span by 150. So L by 150. Length by 150 is 30 mm. So this is the maximum deflection. This is delta max or permissible. So the deflection due to load is less than the permissible level. Therefore, it is safe. So now come to the step 10, which we deal with the web buckling at support. So as I told you earlier, this web buckling or crippling section condition can be checked at the support. That is sufficient. So what is the expression for FWB that we have seen earlier? That is B1 TW FCD. And B1 TW is nothing but AB, that is the area under buckling, which is given by this expression. That is right. B1 support దగ్గర కాబట్టి ఏమవుతుందండి, B plus N1 into TW. N1 అంటే D/2 అనుకున్నాము. సో ఆన్ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ దిస్ ఈస్ ది వాల్యూ. సో రిఫర్ ది డిజైన్ క్రైటీరియా ఇన్ ది ప్రీవియస్ వీడియో. అండ్ ఎఫ్సిడి ఎట్లా వస్తుంది మనకి అంటే ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్స్ ఫ్రమ్ ది టేబుల్, రైట్? We get this value from the table, but in order to get that from the table you need two values. One is lambda, that is KL by R minimum, and Fy value. So what is KL value? So effective length of the web, L effective, is equals to 0.7 D. So it is 338.8 mm. And you know that R minimum, R also you can calculate this R, that is root over I by A. And remember here I is not the moment of inertia of the entire section. I is the moment of inertia of the small section under the bearing plate. For example, see, this is the figure, this is the bearing plate B, and this is the section under bearing. సో ఇది వెబ్. ఈ వెబ్ని చూస్తే మీకు ఎట్లా ఉంటుంది, ఈ విధంగా ఉంటుంది, BTW. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ది సెక్షన్. సో వాట్ వుడ్ బి ది మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇనర్షియా ఆఫ్ ఐ వెబ్? BTW cube by 12. So that is what I wrote here. Okay, so area of the web you can easily find out, B into TW, this portion, this area. So root over I web y, area of the web, cross sectional area of the web, is equals to radius of gyration, and you find that value, and of course you can directly substitute those values in here. LE 0.7 D, and you get lambda equals to 119 and Fy is equals to 250. So based on these two values, find out what is the value of FCD from 9C of IS code. Let me show you that. So this is the 9C table from the code. So according to our calculation, what is the lambda, guys? It is 119 for 250. So for 120 it is 83.7, for 130 it is 74.3. So at 110 it is 94.6. We do not know what is exactly value for 119. So take 110 value and 120 value, and by interpolation find out the value of 119. So you can easily say that the value is going to be between 94.6 and 83.7. Right. So it is going to be around 84 from our calculation, that is 84.79. So now what is FWB? Buckling strength. FCD into area as per our above calculation, right? So this is the area into FCD. So AB into, that is 3712.5 into FCD value 84 will give you the FWB value, and compare it with the maximum shear stress value because of the load. So the capacity of the web is greater than the maximum shear developed in the beam, therefore it is safe. This is nothing but V. Now let us go into the last step, that is step 11. Check for web crippling at support. So the equation is simple, B2TW FYW. Let me show you that equation once again. So FWC at support is given by B2TW FYW by gamma m naught, And B2 here is B1 plus N1. See in this figure, B2 is equals to B plus this value here, which is N1. B plus N1. And of course, we know that B plus N is equals to 2.5 times of TF plus R1. So simply put those values and calculate what is FWC. See, in terms of B, I have put that value. And on substitution, you are going to get FWC is equals to 410.6 kilonewton. That is, the web is going to have a strength of 410.6 kilonewton. Ante, this is the maximum amount of shear force that this web can take before crippling. Crippling అవ్వకుండా వెబ్ అనేది ట్రిపుల్ ఐ ఫెయిల్ అవ్వకుండా వెబ్ అనేది ఇంత షియర్ ఫోర్స్ని తీసుకోగలదు. కానీ యాక్చువల్గా లోడ్ వల్ల వస్తున్న షియర్ ఫోర్స్ ఎంత 202. సో స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ఆఫ్ ది వెబ్ ఎగ్నిస్ట్ క్రిప్లింగ్ ఈజ్ గ్రేటర్ దెన్ ది షియర్ ఫోర్స్. సో హెన్స్ సేఫ్. సో డిజైన్ బెండింగ్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ సేఫ్, షియర్ ఫోర్స్ సేఫ్, క్రిప్లింగ్ అండ్ బక్లింగ్ లోడ్ సేఫ్. కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు ఏదైతే మనం ISLB 550 సెక్షన్ తీసుకున్నామో that is perfectly suitable. This is nothing but a plastic section perfectly suitable for the purpose of a cantilever beam. Okay, so this is all about the design of a laterally supported cantilever beam.